So to get started today, I want you to find a seat that's just comfortable for you in this moment. So for me right now, I'm more comfortable with one leg out. And I don't want you to worry about posture too much. I just want you to sit in a way that feels comfortable, that you can just relax. And even if it's a slouch, I'm probably going to slouch here. Just take a few moments, close your eyes, and just start to check in with your breath. So deep in and out of the nose. Feeling a sense of rest as much as you can in your body right now. And feeling for the temperature of your breath as it travels in and out of the nose. And just taking this sacred pause to honor yourself, to honor your body, and honor this space and time that you're taking for yourself. And then as you're ready, just start to see if you can plug down into your sit bones. So see if you can press your sit bones stronger into the earth. And as you do, let the spine start to lift up out of the hips. Feel the shoulders draw a little bit back. The heart's nice and spacious. The crown of the head reaching up for the sky. Sit bones still plugging, pulling down. And see if you can deepen and expand your breath here. Like you're breathing in breaths that are full of sunshine. Filling up the body. And so if you're not already in a cross-legged position, go ahead and come into that cross leg. And we'll start with our hip circles here. So as you inhale, just lean a little forward. And as you exhale, rock off to one side, all the way around. These can be slow or fast. They can be big or small. Just do what feels good in your body. Good. Next time you come to the front, take a pause, switch directions. Good. And then rising back up through center, find that nice long spine. Good. Bring your right hand behind your back, your left hand towards that right knee. And take a breath here in an open, a twist. Good. Unwind, twist towards the other direction. So left hand behind the back. Feel the shoulder draw back, big breath into the heart. Good. Back to center. You can switch the cross of your ankles, so bringing that front ankle behind, the one in the back forward. And then we'll just find our side bend. So inhale, reach the right arm up to the sky. Find some space as you find a little lean. Good. And then switch opposite sides. Let it feel good in your body. Good. About one more on each side. Good. And then coming back to center, you're going to bring the forearms and your palms together. And as you exhale, let your elbows kind of hug into the body, round the upper back, draw inward. And then as you inhale, lift the heart, spread the arms open into a goddess, lift the sternum, look up. And exhale, bring it back together, feel that little round. Good. Inhale, open up. Feel the shoulder blades draw together down the back. And as you exhale and round forward, feel those shoulder blades separate. Find some space between them. Good. One more. Good. Come back to neutral. Good. Let's shift onto our hands and knees. So find your tabletop. So with your knees wide, hip distance apart, maybe a little wider. Walk your hands a little bit forward and we'll find our hip circles here. So inhale as you have a little lean forward. Exhale as you sink the hips off towards one side, press them towards the back. All the way around, keep circling. Getting into the outer hips. Feeling into your rhythm here. Next time you come up to the top, pause and switch directions. Last one, let it feel good in your body. Good, and then come back to your tabletop. So spread all 10 fingers, root them down into your mat. Feel the shins and the tops of the feet press down. And we initiate our cat-cow here with our tailbone. So from the tailbone, start to flare it up. Feel the heart start to lift, rolling all the way up the spine as you breathe in. And then as you exhale, tuck the tail first. Roll up through the spine, mid-back, upper back, tuck the chin. Inhale, flare the tail. Lower back, mid-back, upper back, open the heart, look forward. Exhale, tuck the tail, roll it up the spine. Good. A couple more like that on your own. Coming back to neutral. And everyone's a little bit different here depending on how far along you are. So you have the option to send your knees really wide, making enough space for baby big toes together to touch, and sinking back into a child's pose-like position. Supporting your head on your hands is really good. Whatever feels good here. If that's not accessible for you, come to seated on your shins. Mainly we're just taking a pause, check in with the breath, and giving the wrists some space. Noticing that temperature of the breath, watch it flow in and out. Good. So if you're not already in this kneeling position, then go ahead and rise up. We'll bring the left hand behind your back, the right hand maybe towards that knee, and keep that left shoulder drawing back. Take a deep breath into the heart. Good. Start to unwind. Twist back other direction. So right hand behind the back. Right shoulder draws back. Breath in and out. Alright, so coming back to center. Walk forward to your tabletop. We are going to make our way towards standing. So everyone's a little different. If downward facing dog comes natural to you and feels good in your body, you can take a down dog before coming to standing. If not, just start to come to your feet. So take your time. Walking your feet to your hands. And let your feet be a little wide. We're going to bend the knees really deep and come to a squat-like position. So it doesn't have to look any certain way. Your heels can be lifted. We're just going to allow a little movement from side to side. So that can be more of a traditional malasana with the heels grounded, or it can just be this little funky bit of movement. We just want to open the hips. We just want to feel good about being close to the ground. Good. So start to make your way up to standing. Bend your knees, start to lift up through the chest. Let the shoulders come up to your ears, down your back. Good. Check the legs out a little bit. So come to your feet. Feel strong in your feet. Spread the toes, ground down. So as we continue to go through this process, whatever that may be, pregnancy, just life in general, we love to hold tension in the shoulders, right? So much weight we carry here. So we want to feel what it feels like to let that go. So I want you to exaggerate that tension. So squeeze it up to your ears. Hold it. Feel just how uncomfortable it is. Squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it. And then like gravity is pulling it out of you. Let your shoulders just drop on your exhale. So good. Do that a couple times. So draw those shoulders up into the ears. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Feel that tension. And then exhale, drop. A couple more on your own. So stand here nice and tall, letting your shoulders feel nice and dropped away from your ears. Feel the crown of your head lifting up. Just feel a sense of lightness and relief for just a moment as you breathe in and out of your nose. Feel strong and balanced and sturdy on your feet. Keep plugging down into your feet. We're going to inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. Exhale, split the hands, bring them behind your back. Draw the elbows, the shoulders back. Inhale, lift your heart up. Exhale, bring your hands to your hips and fold down through a forward fold. You can let your hands come down to your shins or your thighs. Inhale as you lift up halfway. Exhale as you fold, let the hands rise up the legs back to the hips. Inhale, lift all the way back up, moving through that flat spine. And back to your mountain. Alright, so again, inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, bring your hands behind your back. Draw the shoulders, elbows back, lift the heart, breath in. Exhale, hands to hips, fold forward. You can always have a little bend in your knees here as you fold. Let your hands come down to your shins or your legs, lift up halfway, long spine, plug into the heels. Exhale, fold, and as you do, your hands travel back up to your hips. Inhale, lift back up all the way to standing and mountain pose. Good. So from here, inhale, sweep your arms up to the sky, clasp your hands overhead. Pointer fingers are high, find a little sway, opening over to the right. Back up through center, keep both feet plugging down. Exhale, little sway to the left. Good. Inhale, rise up through center. Exhale, hands come to your hips. Step your right foot back into warrior one. So in warrior one, that back foot's at about a 45-degree angle. Your hips are relatively facing forward. You've got a bend in that front knee. And I want you to adjust as much as you need here to feel really strong, stable in your legs, because we're going to be here in a minute. Good. And now I want you to go ahead and bring your hands to your belly. Take a pause as you're strengthening your legs down into the mat. Check in with baby. Keeping your hands on your belly if that feels comfortable. You're going to inhale, roll the shoulders back, look up. And as you exhale, it's as if baby's leading the way. Find a little lean forward. Legs are still strong. Inhale, lift belly, lift your gaze up. Exhale, a little lean. Keep plugging into both feet. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lean it forward. Good. Last one. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lean forward. Good. Inhale, rise. Reach your arms to the sky, plugging down, reaching up. Get long, activate that right glute for a little more support. Good, and then you're going to straighten the front leg. Keep lifting high, spin onto the toes of the back foot. So get even taller, or you're on your tippy toes on the back foot. Good, exhale, bring your hands together at your heart. And step forward into a supported tree pose. So that right knee peels open, but your toes can stay connected to the ground here. We're going to do this a couple more times, so you'll have your chance to balance, but I want you to just feel really solid and stable here for a moment. Toe can stay down. Feel that left leg strong all the way up. I'm going to open the arms into a place of asymmetry. So send your right arm straight up. And send your left arm straight out to the side. Palm can face up. So your right knee is open. And from that midline, see it from the inner left ankle up the inner thigh. Up the spine into the palm of the right hand. That midline's growing, reaching tall. And then from your left hand and your right knee, peel away from that midline. Keep pressing through the left foot, lifting out of the left hip. One more breath. And exhale, bring everything back to center. Step down, shake out that standing leg. Good, and then just step the left foot behind you so that the toes are tucked under. You're just giving the foot a little stretch. So no real pose here, just stretching out that foot. And you can come to the top of the foot. You can come to the toes. Just do what kind of feels good and natural here. Okay. Stepping back up to the top, feet are hip distance. And then inhale, sweep your arms to the sky, clasp the fingers. Exhale, sway over to the left. Inhale, nice and long, feet are grounding down. Exhale, sway to the right. Inhale, back up through center. Bring your hands down to your hips. Step the left foot back into warrior one. Take your time, get adjusted here. Feet feel really stable, sturdy. Plug both feet down into the earth and let your hands rest on your belly, on your body. Take a pause, check in. Good, and on your inhale, feel the shoulders roll back, the heart lift, your gaze lifts. And as you exhale, that little lean forward. Inhale, baby lifts up, gaze lifts up. Exhale, lean. Again, inhale, lift. Exhale, lean. Last one. Inhale, feel that strength in your legs as you lift. Exhale, lean. Good. This time, lift. Reach your arms up to the sky. Keep plugging down. You can activate that left glute. Reach a little higher. Start to straighten the front leg. Keep reaching. Spin onto the back toes. Get even taller. Exhale, hands to your heart. Step into your tree pose with support. So peel that knee open. Toes can stay grounded down on the mat, or if you're feeling really balanced today, you can go ahead and come into that balance. It's up to you. And we'll find those asymmetrical arms. So left arm straight up, right arm straight out to the side, palms up. Feel that midline, grow out of it, reach through it, and then peel open from it. So left knee, right arm, feel that peel open. Deep breaths. Gorgeous. Bring everything back through center. Step down, shake that right leg. Oh. Spill water. So do those toe taps behind you, stretching that right foot out while I go get a towel really quick. Okay. So, coming to feet hip distance apart. Bring your arms into goddess arms, so elbows are bent, palms face forward, or goalpost arms. And you're going to sink down into your chair. So act like your feet are trying to separate, but they're not going anywhere. This is our inhale. And then as you exhale, bring your pinkies towards your hips. So straighten the arms back by the hips. And then as you do, you're going to send your torso forward as you straighten your legs. This is like a little half lift. Good. Inhale, bend your knees. Come back into those goddess arms. Exhale, hands back towards the hips. Lean the torso forward. Strengthening those legs. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Inhale, sink it down. Exhale, reach it forward. Good. Inhale, bend the knees. Come all the way up to standing. Relax the arms. So inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. Clasp those fingers, pointer fingers tall. Sway over to the right. Inhale, up through center. Exhale, sway to the left. Inhale, up through center. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Step back with the right leg. Come into your warrior 2. So in warrior 2, your back foot's parallel with the back edge of your mat. Your front toes are pointing forward, your knee is bent. Feel this little lift of baby, this drop of your tailbone. Your arms reach out into a T. We're going to play this little tug of war with the arms. So just reach with that left arm forward, and then reach with the right arm backwards. Good. Feel that play. Reach it forward and back. Keep the legs strong. One more. Reach it forward and reach it back. Good. Now reach through the center. So reaching equally through both arms. Shoulders away from your ears. Plug into both feet. Gaze over that front middle finger. Deep breath here. Good. Straighten the front leg. Bring your hands to your hips. Turn your toes in. So almost a little pigeon toed. Wide legs. Inhale. Lift up through the heart. Exhale. Fold down through the center. You can bring your hands to the floor if they make it. Maybe to your legs. Whatever works here. But let your head drop. Allow that back body to feel some space, some opening. Good. Start to lift up about halfway. Turn the toes out. Rise all the way up. And as you do, bend your knees, sink into the hips. You can let your hands rest on the thighs, coming into this goddess squat. And then just find a little movement side to side. Yeah. You can let your shoulder dip. You can do just what feels good here. Good. And then lifting back up through center, straighten the legs. You're going to step the right foot directly into your tree pose, so back at the top of your mat. So right foot steps forward, heels open. You can come into that place of balance either on your calf or your thigh, whatever works today. Maybe you can stay grounded still with the toe on the ground. Lift up out of the hips, out of the spine, out of that standing leg, and find those asymmetrical arms. So right arm tall, left arm out to the side. Peel open, lift your heart, feel strong. Gorgeous. Exhale, come back through center, step that leg down. Good. Other side. So inhale, sweep your arms up. Clasp the fingers. Exhale, sway to the left. Feet stay grounded. Inhale long. Exhale to the right. Inhale long. Exhale, hands to your hips as you open up, warrior two, step your left leg back. So find that bend in the front knee. Keep drawing that knee back towards the right side edge of your mat. Reach your arms out into your warrior two. Feel the strength in your legs pressing down. And then start that little tug of war, right? So reach the right arm forward. Reach the left arm back. Pull it back. Good. Again, right arm, reach it. Legs are strong. Left arm, reach it back. Good. One more. Right arm. Good. Left arm. Find that place in the middle. Both arms. Reaching, reaching, reaching. Gaze fiercely over that front middle finger. Legs are strong. Deep breath. Good. Straighten that front leg. Turn the toes in. Lift through the heart. Exhale, fold into your wide-legged fold. You can find stillness, or you can find a little sway of your hips from side to side. Good. Lift halfway, plug into your feet. Bring your hands to your hips, rise all the way up. Let your heels come in, toes point out. Okay. So bring your hands to a fist right at your shoulder, so elbows are down by the body. Now press into your feet. Just standing here can throw us a little off balance, so find that balance in your feet, your legs. And as we inhale, you're going to bend the knees, sink the hips, reach your arms straight up. Good. And as you exhale, as if you're pulling yourself up through your hands, exhale, bend the elbows, squeeze your shoulder blades together, stand up nice and strong. Good. Inhale, sink it low. Exhale, slowly pull, 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 pull. Feel that work in your shoulders. Good. We got 3 more. Make it more work than it needs to be. All right, 2 more. Feel good about what you're doing while you're doing it. Last one. Inhale as you drop. Exhale, squeeze everything up and in. Nice. Good. Bring your hands to your hips. Step right into your tree pose. So left foot steps forward. Find your tree. Feel the strength in that standing leg. Lift up and out. Left arm straight up. Right arm out into that T. Keep reaching through your midline. Peel away. Lift your heart. Maybe your gaze rises up. Good. Bring everything back to center. Step down. Shake it out. Nice, you guys. Plug into your feet. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, bring your hands behind your back. Roll the shoulders back. Lift up through your heart. Breath in. Exhale, hands to your hips. Fold forward. Let your palms come to your shins or your legs. Lift halfway. Breath in. Plug into your feet. Exhale, fold. Bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, rise all the way back up. And exhale, mountain pose. Nice. So find your blanket or just maybe just a pillow. We want to come into our Malasana squat, but we want to have support lifting the heels. Right? So step so that your heels are on your blanket and your toes are on the mat in front. So we're going to do this squat, this little flow, you'll see in a moment, a few times. So when we get down there into that squat, if it doesn't feel like your feet are in the right position, or if it doesn't feel right, take the time to switch that around so that as we keep coming down into this, it'll feel better. Okay? So, with the toes a little out, heels are a little in, propped up on your blanket or pillow. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. And as you exhale, hands down through heart center, bend your knees, sink down into your squat. Good. Your inhale here, everything softens. So pelvic floor softens, the whole body, the face, breath in. And like you're blowing out birthday candles, exhale out that mouth. Good. Bring your hands in front of you. Inhale, lift the hips. Roll up through the spine. Let the shoulders come up to your ears and down the back. Good. Again, inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, sink down, squat. This softening is really important. So as you inhale, everything softens. Blow out those candles. Hands in front, roll up through the spine. Shoulders to the ears, take your time down the back. Good, we've got 3 more. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, sink down, squat. Soften as you breathe in. Birthday candles. Hands down, roll it up. Shoulders up to the ears, down the back. Breath in, arms high. Exhale, sink. Soften in. Candles. Roll it up. Good, last one. Inhale. Exhale, sink. Breath in. Plant the hands and roll up. Mountain pose. You can step off of your blanket. Take a pause. Feel strong. Eyes are soft. Notice your breath, how it's traveling in and out of the body. Good work. Feel good about it. We'll come down into our seat. So take your time getting there. We're going to let the knees be bent. The feet almost as wide as the mat. Hands behind you. And feel your sit bones grounding down. We're going to lift up, bring your hands behind the thighs. Good. Keep lifting up through the crown of your head. This is a little balance, a little core strength in a boat-like pose. So keep lifting. Breathe it deep. See if you can draw that pelvic floor up and in as you're reaching up through the top of the head. Keep breathing. Keep supporting, holding yourself. Good. Release the hands, bring the bottoms of the feet together, knees open up, come into that Baddha Konasana or butterfly. Good, so hands can either be at the ankles, the feet, the mat, whatever works. You can stay lifted or you can start to fold. Do what feels good here for you. And as always, in your fold, I like to invite in. You can have a movement, a sway from side to side, or you can just fold in stillness. Take what you need. All right, slowly start to lift up through the spine. You're gonna send your left leg long down the mat, and your right foot is going to come to the mat. So stamp the right foot down, and it's a little off to the side, almost to that outer right edge of your mat. Your left hand's behind just to hold yourself up here for a little support. And then as you lean forward, make some space for baby. So come towards the inside of that thigh. Bring your right hand, maybe you find your right ankle, and let the arm rest to the inside of the knee. And as you lift up through the spine, the left hand still reaching back, just peel the left shoulder back, open your heart into a little twist. Activate that long left leg. So flex the foot, hug the inner thigh down to the mat. Just breathe in this open twist. Nice. Go ahead and lean back, send that right leg long. You can shake that leg out, wobble it side to side, let the femur move around in the hip joint. Yeah. Good. And with that right heel reaching towards the right corner of your mat, your left knee is going to bend. Stamp the left foot now down into the mat. Remember, you're towards the outer edge. And then as you start to lift yourself back up, let baby come to the inside of the thigh. Bring your elbow to the inside of your left knee, or maybe you bring your hand to your ankle. And as you keep lifting up a little taller, right hand behind the back, just draw the right shoulder back. Feel the heart open up, hug that right eye down towards the mat, flex the foot, get strong in that right leg, and just breathe. Good. Start to unwind. Bring your hands behind, send that left leg long. And just wobble that left leg out in the socket. Both legs. Give them some freedom. Okay. So with your feet still a little wide, so for me, my heels are pointing towards the front two corners of my mat. We're going to lean up. You might even need your legs a little wider, whatever works for you. And we just want to find some release in the back body. So this doesn't matter how far forward you fold. We just want to start to kind of sink down. Let the chin tuck into the chest. Find some space across the upper back and invite your breath into the back half of the lungs. So inflate that back body as you breathe. And if you've got another inch, take it. If you need to go back an inch, retreat back. Listen to your body. Good. So as you're ready, start to walk your hands back. Lift up through the spine. Feel your sit bones ground down. Feel yourself grow even taller. Nice. Good. So we're going to come into a little deer variation. So in deer, send your right shin parallel with the front edge of your mat. So crossing your shin over the front of your mat. And then leaning off onto your right hand, send your left shin parallel with the side edge of your mat. So what we're looking for here is a nice long line from that left knee up the thigh towards that hip flexor and up to your belly, okay? So we're mainly just looking for a stretch here in that left hip flexor. So you can walk your hands around so that you're in a little bit of a twist. Your hands are grounding towards the floor outside of your mat on the right side. And as you're here, I just want you to let the weight of that left hip point, right? That hip bone that sticks out, I want you to let its weight lean a little forward. Let it get heavy as it leans forward. And this is all dependent on your body. So maybe you're not as much in a twist. Maybe your hands are more towards that right knee because it's too much. Just feel it out, but find some space up through that left hip flexor. Just breathe. So start to lift back up, and as you do, pick the left knee up, send it forward, bring that shin to across the front of your mat, bring your right shin around. So you're leaning on your left hand now. Your right shin becomes parallel with the right edge of your mat. And remember, you're looking for that long line from the right knee up the right thigh, up that right hip flexor, up to the belly. And then find somewhere that your hands are comfortable to just breathe here. And let that right hip bone get a little heavier as it just pulls forward, pulls towards the front of your mat. And I invite you to play around with this. So walk your hands around, find somewhere that feels good for you. Good. So start to lift back up. Swivel that leg around. Bring your hands behind your back. Let your feet be as wide as the mat. Both knees are bent. And as you lean back, we'll just windshield wiper those knees from side to side. So dropping both knees off to one side and then the other. So come into a comfortable seat. So we're going to get ready for our keep up exercise. And a keep up exercise is a Kundalini Kriya, and we do this practice. It's just a repetitive movement that we do for 3 minutes straight. Okay, so mentally prepare for that. And usually in our in-person classes, we put like a really fun, energetic song on to keep us going. My favorite one is, "That's not my name. That's not my name." You know, so if you've got your music going, find a song that really pumps you up to keep going. Because this is a practice, okay? This Kriya, it takes some work. It's a mental practice, almost more so than it is a physical practice. Okay? So find a comfortable seat. That can either be cross legs, that can be kneeling, sitting back on your heels, whatever kind of works here for you. And then bring your hands to clasp. Squeeze your palms together. And then reach your arms straight up. Let your elbows bend and your fists kind of fall behind your head. And then reach straight up and let your hands kind of drop forward. Okay, so we call this the wood chopper. So it's like an axe. You get into your rhythm. So you can connect it to your breath, but you don't have to. You can take just long, deep breaths. And anytime this starts to get a little hard, I encourage you to squeeze that space in between your palms out of there. So you don't want any space in between your palms. Squeeze it, squeeze it. So this Kriya specifically, this wood chopper, is imagining that we're chopping up our problems or our stresses or our to-do lists into digestible parts. Okay? So we chop, and we make them smaller so that we have a better starting place. So I always like to use the example of the nursery, right? So getting the nursery ready is this huge project, but it doesn't have to be, okay? You can start with just cleaning the baseboards. Break it down into digestible parts. So keep it going. It gets a little harder as we go on, but it's this willpower to continue. It's strengthening the mind to pull through. So when we work on this 3-minute interval and we keep going and we keep pressing ourselves, this is longer than any contraction you'll ever have. So it's building that mental strength to push it through. I will prevail. Keep it going. You're doing great. It's not easy for me either. Good. We've only got 20 seconds left. Chop that wood. And chop those problems, those stresses down. Break it up. Nice, you guys. Big breath in. Hold the breath at the top. Hug in. Mula Bandha. Hug pelvic floor up and in. And exhale, release. Let your palms rest up on your knees. Let your shoulders relax. Let your eyes be closed and soft. Take a pause. Check in with your breath. Allow yourself to feel a sense of accomplishment. Allow your heart to feel as if it's growing a little bit bigger, getting a little bit warmer in the chest. As your palms can ground down on your knees and let your chin tuck into your chest. Let your right ear start to drop over towards your right shoulder. And drop back down through center and over to the left. And take a couple of these on your own. If you want to go all the way around, if that feels good, just be mindful of your spinal column. But feel for the stretch that's opening all the way up into the ear, the jaw, the sides of the face. And eventually coming back down through center and lifting back up to neutral. And so, because I'm not there to really show you or to supply you with a bunch of props, we're not going to come into a traditional Shavasana. Now, by all means, if you've got a couch, nearby. I do. Or if you do have a bunch of props, or if you know that you feel really comfortable laying sideways, right? Finding a side lying position. Take a moment of rest. So for me today, that's going to look like seated in meditation, but leaning up against the wall. Okay. So this rest is important. So wherever you are, we're only taking a couple more minutes. Take these moments to really just pause, softening the muscles throughout the body, taking this sacred pause once again to check in with baby, to feel that even in stillness, there's this vibrant life in our body. And not just in the womb, but within your own body, your energy, your blood, your circulatory system, your nervous system. Feel that life, that vibrant life flowing through, supporting not only you, but baby too. In these final moments, to just be still, be mindful of this. Wherever you are, start to breathe a little deeper, a little fuller. Send some movement to your fingers and your toes. Pressing up to a comfortable seat. Bring our hands together at heart center in Anjali Mudra. And we'll seal this practice together with the sound of Om. Taking a cleansing breath first. So inhale through the nose. Exhale. Inhale to chant. Being here and taking this time for you. Namaste.